So when the day does come, I'll be ready. It should be no excuse why you need a tune-up fight or you need a warm-up. Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, people. Before we get into the interview today, the next 20 interviews will be paying tribute to both Diogo and Andre, who sadly lost their lives due to a tire blowout on the 3rd of July. They are honestly both great footballers, even better men, and tragically taken from us too soon. And they'll always forever be our lads from Portugal, and Diogo Jota, you will always be our number 20. Enjoy the interview now. Yes, people, welcome back to Vinny's Voice. I'm fortunate and honored to be joined by the one and only Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor. Anthony, how you been, bro?
Man, I've been good, staying out of trouble, staying in shape, staying active, ready for, when my name is being called. That's just, staying ready.
Exactly, bro. I was gonna ask about your sort of opponents because last interview you did, I saw you did like 2 months ago with Tabio. You said you've been in fight camp. Um, any since then, any opponents potentially lined up or any fights lined up since then, or are you just still training?
No, I haven't heard nothing. I wish I heard something, but I didn't hear nothing.
Okay.
Just taking it one fight at a time. That's all I can do. One fight at a time. But just stay ready, stay in shape. So, sure, excuse me. So when the day does come, I'll be ready. I just wish that when there is a date, I have a proper training camp.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think that'll be really really important for you to have a proper training champ because I mean your last fight with Darren Till it wasn't really within your terms. You had to move up 2 weight classes
Yeah, no, it
and all
was,
that.
I don't never like making excuses, but I
Yeah,
never really I had about 2 week camp for that fight. Having to gain 20 pounds, having to prepare for 2 weeks. Look, I took, I accepted all terms on his terms, and it's fine. I'm not going to do all of a freaking loss. At the end of the day, a loss is a loss, a win's a win. But I want to be able to go into camp with a proper camp. But other understand this. Let's say Misfits happens next month or next week. Hey, I've had all the time since January to prepare, to heal, and get ready for a fight. So that's on me if I get the call and they say, hey, we're going to have a fight in September, October, November. You need to be in shape. And I don't come in shape. That's on me
yeah,
because I've had almost 9 months off time where I should be training and getting better. So there shouldn't be no excuse from any other fighter, especially guys like Slim, Dean the Great, Gib, everybody else. There should be no excuse because most of them guys ain't fought a whole year. Hey, even that whole year off, y'all should still be sharpening your tools and getting ready. There should be no excuse why you need a tune-up fight or you need a warm-up fight.
yeah. I totally agree with that, man. But I actually wanted to point out a tweet you put out a couple days ago, well, not a couple, like a day or two about the Misfits 22 promotion. You had your I would say fair critiques. What's your sort of
Mm-hmm.
reasoning behind those critiques? And let's just say if you were in charge of the Misfits 22 promotion, what would you do differently that they're doing right
I
now?
mean, I kind of quit it out of frustration. Even though I deleted that, I was kind of a bit out of line. I'm stepping out of place because one, I don't own Misfits. It's not my promotion. I'm just an employee. I fight for them. I represent their brand. Uh, I'm just very passionate because when I put 100% something, I go all out. When it comes to like other fighters, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what Amadeus Ferrari or Chase and his opponent are doing. But all I can say is, look, we just need to come together as a community and still build. We need
Right.
that community. We need we need the support because Without the support, infrastructure is going to fail. That foundation. We need to come together stronger. I just want to see more from the fighters' point to promote. Give me a reason why I should be excited to see you guys fight. I haven't seen nothing on the fighters. No Joey Essex. No, nobody else. I just want to see more from the fighters. Misfits is doing their job as they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Misfits' job is supposed to put on the platform for you guys to fight. That's your job if you guys are going to promote your fight. Because in reality, it's like saying you have a manager. It's not your manager's job to find you sponsorships. That's your job. That's for you to hire other people, find people who's going to get you sponsorships. That's not your manager. Your manager's job is to look over contract and make sure you're not getting effed over when it comes to fight deals. But as far as like these fighters, most of these fighters feel like HS Tiki Taki. Oh, I deserve a bag. But what do you do? What do you bring to the table?
Mm.
Views? Okay, what views? What else? What do you bring to the table? It's your job to build yourself, promote yourself, if you want to get onto the bigger platforms. Like Ma'am says, hey, moving forward, if you want to be fighting on Misfits, you need to promote. You need to build your star. You need to mean your star power. You got to build yourself. Don't think you're going to be fighting on Misfits and you don't promote.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that standpoint. I think the Misfits team in itself is doing a tremendous job in their side of promoting, but I would say I understand. Obviously, I can't really say much because I never fought in the ring, but I'm sure it's it's a hard thing to do to step in the ring. But also at the end of the day, you guys are influencers or crossover boxers. You still have to promote your fight. I mean, that's still part of the job, even in like the pro, even like UFC and boxing.
Mm-hmm.
That's still sort of part
Yeah,
of the
no,
job.
absolutely. And a lot of people get upset. Like, look, I get frustrated. I get upset. Then I had to really tone it down and to
Yeah,
realize, like, look, it's not Misfits' fault.
yeah,
It's not. Their job is just the platform put on the fights. It's the fighter's responsibility to promote their fight, to get people interested in their fight. Now, I was way out of
yeah,
line for what I said yesterday. I admit that. Sometimes I sometimes I get a little emotional. We got to admit that we at fault. And
yeah,
when you do that, things opens up in my eyes and other people's eyes. But at the end of the day, we get that everything is kind of slow with Misfits. It's
mhm,
slow. Yes, 100% is slow. But in time, as long as we're building as a community, Misfits is still going to grow. It's a lot of people forget Misfits is only 3 years old. I think
yeah,
3 or 4 years
exactly.
old. They're 3 years old. It's a brand new company still, where they're still building. We don't know how long they be here. They'll be here the next year or they'll be here for the next 25 to 50 years. We don't know. But at the end of the day, we just need to continue building and growing as a community.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I agree with that. But now I actually want to point out one person on the card who was formerly on CFL and now got her Misfits opportunity, Darren Harris. For yourself, creating CFL as a sort of platform for smaller fighters to get that opportunity on Misfits, how proud do you feel that finally one of your fighters managed to get that
You know what? I
opportunity?
gotta promote that on Creative Fight League. Thank you for reminding me that crap, man. Dang. Um, it feels good because now that my promotion is becoming more legitimized by saying, "Hey guys, right on my show, there's a potential bridge for you to go to Misfits. Everybody who fights on my show is going to Misfits." You saw um, Jenny Nash,
Oh yeah, it's
Jenny
Jenny
Savage.
Savage. Yeah,
She
yeah,
fought on my
yeah,
show her first fight boxing match, and now she got to fight against Al Brook. You look at Darren Harris. She fought on my show for the first time on Creative Fight League. Now she's fighting for the title against Carla Jade. So when you look at that type of stuff, hold on. Oops, sorry. Give me a second. Sorry about that. When you look at that type of stuff, that stuff tells you how legit Creative Fight League is going. Look, I get it. We ain't put a lot of shows out. Bear with me.
no, you're good.
Sorry. Um, it's phenomenal that people who fight on my show go straight to brand risk or misses. A lot of people on my show, if you don't know, a lot of people on my Creator Fight League gets an opportunity. Yes, Creator Fight League, we don't pay our fighters. It's an amateur
Mhm.
show. We're here to build future stars and stuff. But we give people and transparency and opportunity, and we tell them, hey, our show is the bridge. We want to be able to help build you so you can either go to brand risk or misfits. We don't
Mhm.
pay. We're 100% transparent with it. We are an amateur show. We're amateur. Brand risk, professional. Misfits, professional. So when people get upset, like, why you don't pay your fight? We are a amateur show. You name any, does USA Amateur Boxing pays pay amateurs? No, they do not.
Yeah.
But professional companies do. Misfits and Brandwidth. Brandwidth is a professional boxing show that's based in either Florida or Nashville, Tennessee, and they promote shows. When you see a lot of fighters like USA, the USA Sam fought on, yeah, USA Sam fought on our show. Big Sam fought on our show.
Yeah.
Many other people fought on our shows that went straight to Brandwidth. A lot of other people who fought on Credit Fight League went to Misfits. So my job is to build these fighters, help build confidence, help build a storyline. Because the last thing we need is people going to Misfits and people are like, who the hell is this guy? No, oh no, we know this person. We know Darren Harris. She fought on Creator Fight League. She's badass. You can watch her fight. Oh, okay, okay. Now it's not that who's this nobody fighting on my show because people's build storylines on Misfits. Now, a lot of people time takes a little bit longer than everybody else. I got another prospect on my card, Anthony Prospect.
Mm.
Proctor, I'm sorry. Anthony Proctor. He is a very big prospect in Canada on Creator Fight League. Mams loves coming to my shows because it's entertaining and people love this shit. People love it. Right now, we're slowly building. We're building onto the next card. We're getting things together. We're just figuring out what's the next move. I never really thought a lot of people were so invested in Creator Fight League. But obviously it's becoming more of a thing.
Yeah.
Guys, you want to fight on Brand Risk? You want to fight on Misfits? Come to Creator Fight League and let's build this story.
Yeah. 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 I think with Creator Fight League, it just proves that there's opportunity, and I think you providing that opportunity, because you could say when you first were on Misfits, Mams gave you that opportunity and you took that
Right.
opportunity by the horns, and look what you've accomplished and built now. This can happen with your prospects and fighters on Creative Fight League. They can take this opportunity by the horns like you did and
Mm-hmm.
make a name for themselves and get on these bigger platforms and just blow up pretty much. Uh,
That's it. I think you know what? I need to get with my people. We might, you kind of motivated me. I might do a show in October. I might do two shows in October. Matter of fact,
oh
two
yeah,
shows. Just because we might. I'm gonna see where it goes. I need to get with my people, see what we're gonna do, get some sponsorships. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do a
yeah,
show in October potentially. I got to see some dates, but more likely we're gonna do because ain't no way Brainwash is gonna come to my place in Nashville and do shows every month. No, 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 no.
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we put on better quality fights compared to theirs.
Yeah, 100%. I would love to see a show because I've been quite invested in CFL, and I've interviewed a couple fighters on CFL, and they've all had just only good things to say about how you and Heather run CFL and all
Absolutely,
that.
because Savine, we put on transparency. We keep it real. We keep it 100. We don't hold nothing from the fighters. We tell them how it is. Hey, we are an amateur show. We can't pay for your flight and hotel because we're an amateur show. Uh, we're transparent. And like I'm the matchmaker. Me and Heather are the matchmakers. But I give the final say of who's going to fight. I want to make sure people get an even matchup so everything goes fine. Because if people are not giving an even matchup, people are not going to want to watch the fight. My last
Yeah,
show was a hit. A lot of people don't see
Yeah,
that show. My last show was a freaking hit. And people was like, man, we need another creator fight. Oh my gosh. What's number 4? Yeah, we need number 5. We're gonna get number 5 in October. It's time for the pretty boy to bring it back, if you know what I mean.
exactly, exactly. Cannot wait. Hopefully, we'll see you back in October. But now I actually wanted to talk about actually running CFL. With obviously you and Heather
Yeah.
run CFL, and probably others who help you behind the scenes. What's been actually the most difficult aspect of running your own promotion, and what have you learned through your journey so far?
You know, the most difficult thing is retaining a lot of the fighters. Like, okay, you have this potential card you want to do. Let's say I have 10 fights ready to go. But then as it gets closer to the day, next you know what? Fighters are pulling out. Oh, I got like 5 fights. So I lost 5 fights from the original time to now. And having to put things together, having to get people to want to come last second, who want to fight last second, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah, yeah, because I've spoken to Pat as well, who runs Breakout, and he sort of said those similar things, and it's quite interesting from like a management standpoint how much work and how much time actually goes into running these sort of events. It's not as I'd say easy as it looks, I guess, because some people think it's like oh it's so easy, but it does take a lot of time and effort from everyone really. I actually now want to talk about your sort of journey because I remember there was a time where you were calling out Darren Till for so long, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, this guy's not going to fight Darren," and then you finally got that fight. And I asked this question is because you're long overdue another Misfits fight. Hopefully, we'll see you back in the ring. Any dream opponents like a Darren Till that you would like to have in the ring for yourself?
Uh, you know what? Floyd Mayweather, because he's a legend. KSI, Tommy Fury. Those will be the big 3. Those are dreams.
Yeah,
Dreams. It's not gonna never happen, but they're dreams. I
I
mean,
mean,
Tommy Fury happened before,
yeah,
but you know.
yeah. Potentially any more like I would say quote unquote realistic fight that we could
Now,
see.
now, realistic fights you could see a potential rematch with me and Chris Avila because they're me and Mike Perry, me and probably Nate Diaz if his stories work, or Mazadov or Anderson Silva. Maybe a Luke Rockhold if he's willing to lose the weight. There's so many possibilities of fighting high level fighters because where I'm at. I'm in a borderline where a lot of these fighters fought in the UFC in their primes from 75 from light heavyweight to heavyweight.
Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, you and Chris would be an interesting matchup, especially like I don't know. You're very different. You're very loud, and Chris is very quiet on the mic. I think it'll be interesting. Like it'll be just like
Yeah.
a different styles. Now I did a bit of research, and obviously I wanna ask you this question that before Misfit, you said you did face some hardships in your life, and now you're here. You have this Misfits opportunity. You're probably one of the best fighters, in my opinion, my favorite fighter, actually on Misfits. If I'm being honest, if you were to go back to that sort of younger version of yourself who was struggling, and now what would you say to him? And do you think you would ever get to where you are now?
You know what? If I had to go back in time and talk to my younger self, I would tell him, do you, bro? We good. We're good right now. Yeah, it took us a long time till we get there, but hey, we made it. I'm just gonna watch you. No, no, you don't need no advice, do you? Keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right path. Yeah, mistakes, those are gonna happen. You're gonna learn from them and they're gonna make you a better person who you are now. But look, we're 36 and we finally made it. My time is different from other people's time, Shavine.
Yeah.
I'm 36 and I'm just now becoming a world famous, successful fighter. It'd be somebody who's 19 who became a breakout star like Cormel Morton. His time is different from my time.
Mhm.
But if I'm telling my younger self these type of things, how is he going to evolve and become the person that I am now? So loved, so caring, so charismatic. I had to go through that stuff to become who I am now. Now, if I change any of that, I'm not on Misfits. If I change any little thing, I'm not I'm not here in the scene. So I would just tell myself, we're good, bro. I'm just gonna watch you. Sit back.
Yeah.
That's how that's how you create that's how you create a lot of things happening for yourself.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I 100% agree with that. Now, I want to talk about Misfits 22, an array of fights happening. But I'll ask you about your predictions for the main event, Darren Till, Luke Rockhold.
Okay, yeah,
What?
it's gonna be the last one because I gotta get back to the wife and kids.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right,
What do you
go
make
ahead.
about that fight?
Darren Till versus Luke Rockhold is a very confusing fight because Luke Rockhold is a great striker, but he doesn't have the repetition in boxing as competing. Darren Till is a great fighter in boxing, but he doesn't have the accolades like Luke Rockhold has in the UFC. So it's kind of like a 50-50 fight. It's all about who has the best cardio here.
Yeah, for
Luke
sure.
Rockhold can strike. Luke Rockhold is a big dude. If I had to choose, my money's going to be on Darren Till
Yeah, for
because
sure.
he's been
Yeah,
actively boxing. He's had more boxing training and more boxing bouts.
yeah. Uh, I know you have to go, but I have one last question to ask you. I ask
Go
this at
for it.
all of my interviews. What is your best quote or piece of advice you've ever heard or received?
The best quote and piece of life. Look, live life to the fullest. Don't worry about what people say about you because if you do, you're going to be living it through their eyes and not your own. Enjoy life, kids. Enjoy it. Stop worrying about what other people think about you. Because the moment you stop caring what people think about you, the moment the faster you're going to realize how fast your life goes.
There we have it. Thank you so much, AT, for your time. I appreciate you for coming
I
on.
appreciate you, brother. Thank you for having me.